The world was left stunned when former U.S. President Donald Trump made a shocking claim about the war in Ukraine. Standing before an eager audience, he suggested that Ukraine itself was responsible for starting the war. An assertion that sent shockwaves across global political circles as the cameras flashed and his words echoed worldwide. Many wondered how would Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy respond. Would he let this narrative take hold, or would he fight back? Zelenskyy did not hesitate. Just hours after Trump's remarks, the Ukrainian leader delivered a powerful rebuttal, cutting through the noise with cold, hard facts. His voice, firm and unwavering, carried the weight of a nation fighting for survival. With all due respect to President Trump, he declared he is living in a space of disinformation. Ukraine did not start this war. Russia invaded. We are defending our homeland. His words were not just a defense of Ukraine's actions. They were a warning against the rewriting of history. But this was not just another war of words. Trump's comments played right into Russia's hands, feeding into Kremlin propaganda that seeks to blur the lines between aggressor and victim. Within hours, Russian officials seized on Trump's remarks, twisting them into a justification for their brutal invasion. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov smirked as he addressed his own audience, stating even President Trump acknowledges the complexities of this situation. Moscow had found an unlikely ally in Trump's rhetoric, and Zelenskyy knew that allowing such narratives to take root could erode international support for Ukraine's fight for sovereignty. As the debate intensified, allies of Ukraine quickly rallied behind Zelenskyy. U.S. senators, European leaders, and NATO officials spoke out, reaffirming a simple but crucial fact: Russia invaded Ukraine. The war did not begin with negotiations gone wrong, as Trump implied. It began with Russian tanks rolling into Ukrainian cities, missile strikes targeting civilians, and a blatant disregard for international law. French President Emmanuel Macron issued a sharp statement warning that rewriting history only serves the aggressor. Meanwhile, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham called Trump's remarks reckless and a gift to Putin. The message was clear: Trump's words were not just misleading, they were dangerous. Inside the Ukrainian presidential office, Zelenskyy sat with his advisors strategizing his next move. He knew that the battle for truth was just as critical as the battle on the front lines. Disinformation, if left unchecked, could weaken Western resolve, making it harder to secure the weapons and aid needed for Ukraine's defense. The stakes were too high to ignore. In a direct address to the American people, Zelenskyy urged them to see the reality of Ukraine's struggle. We fight not only for our land but for the principles of freedom and democracy, he said. The world must not be deceived. Yet even as Zelenskyy stood firm, Trump's influence in the U.S. remained undeniable. With the 2024 elections looming, his rhetoric carried weight among millions of supporters, some of whom were already skeptical of continued aid to Ukraine. The risk was clear. If Trump returned to power, would he cut off support entirely? Would Ukraine find itself abandoned just as Russia tightened its grip? As the world watches this high-stakes political drama unfold, one thing remains certain: Zelenskyy is not backing down. He has faced missile strikes, assassination attempts, and the relentless advance of Russian forces. A battle of words with Donald Trump is just another challenge, one he is more than ready to confront. But the question remains: will the truth prevail, or will misinformation shape the course of history?